Welcome to Legacy IAS podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, Kiran Kamate sir, who has secured All India rank 53. Do you think it will work for sure that along with work you can prepare for UPSC?
Having a job is a big bonus, especially if you in UPSC is uncertainty and there's a tendency to get lost in the process.
So, did you have self-doubts?
And I think it helps only when we accept our mistakes. Is that
So, self-doubt can be solved by self-correction.
all the three stages require three different skill sets. UPSC preparation is mains preparation.
How do you think Legacy IAS has made the difference in your preparation? Hello and welcome to Legacy IAS podcast. Today we have a very special guest with us, our very own Karnataka topper who has secured, Kiran Kamate sir, who has secured All India rank 53. Welcome sir.
Thank you so much.
So before we get into this preparation and strategy, I would like to start with one moment. Like in that moment when you saw your name, All India rank 53. So what was going on in your mind?
To be honest, like I didn't look at the PDF first because I was very scared. So I told my friends, couple of friends in Delhi, his name is Amar. I had asked him to search my name. I had even given my roll number to verify once. But actually, what happened was I had shut my data off and sat in my office. That time we received it on 6th of March 2:30. And actually, my wife called me, and she was the one who actually had searched and told me. So I could not believe, actually I did not trust her. Only after a few minutes when I received a lot of calls, then that it made sense that actually I am rank 53.
Okay, was it like overwhelming or?
It was like, I actually have no words to describe that because I've imagined it so many times in my head, but when it actually happened, I was not ready to believe it. So it's quite a weird experience, I would say.
Great. So, this whole journey, in this journey, what did a normal day in your preparation look like? So we see day in my life.
Day in my life.
So how is a day in my life of an UPSC aspirant?
To me, actually, I was preparing this last 3 attempts with a full-time government job. So my day in a life of aspirant was very different from a full-time aspirant. So I basically lived 2 lives. In the day, I was an engineer working for the government, and in the second of the day, I was an aspirant like anyone else, and completely shifted into that mode. So it's been it was difficult to manage time because 10 to 6 was something that was locked for my job and work, and only the weekends is what I had got, and apart from that, post 6:30 p.m. is what I had left. So I would very carefully demarcate all the remaining hours, utilize it very judiciously, plan a lot in the previous day itself as to what to prepare the next day. So this actually helped me cover the syllabus even with limited time. So it was difficult, but nonetheless very happy that it actually translated into fruits.
Yeah, so there are like most of the working aspirants too. So do you think it will work for sure that along with work you can prepare for UPSC?
Ma'am, I feel that having a job is a big bonus, especially after 2 to 3 attempts. I think one has to go for plan B because this exam is very uncertain, and you in UPSC is uncertainty, unpredictability. So if one does not have a very successful first 2 to 3 attempts, I think it's the right time to go for plan B. And in my case, I got the state government job in my 4th attempt, since my 4th attempt, 4th, 5th and 6th. So for fellow aspirants who are working, I think it's both a blessing in disguise, and if you utilize it very well, because the time is very limited, you are competing with people who are studying more hours than you. But also I feel that efficiency increases when one has a very limited time. So typically a full-time aspirant might be spending 10-14 hours in the library, but effectively they might be studying only 6 to 8 hours, and that is what is the hours a working professional will be getting. So I think that is enough. If with better planning, I think we can translate into very good results as well.
Great. So all these attempts, so what was that one thing that you changed in this attempt that caused your selection?
If I have to just point out one, I think it has to be mains answer writing. I wrote a lot of answers. Last time it was about more of reading, a bit of answer writing. This time it was more of writing. I wrote more than 950 answers. So in that span of 2.5 months, I think if I had to highlight one thing, that is it. The main intensive, rigorous answer writing. Yes.
So we need to do a lot of mains answer writing.
Yes, because this reading is one part, knowledge is one part, but we are not translating it on paper. I think we'll not be able to do justice to that preparation.
So to get a real life exam experience, we need to rigorously keep on writing answers.
Yes, I think that's where mock tests come in handy. So utilizing the mock tests for to actually write answers, practice what we've prepared, and I think that will ultimately help in course correcting in the due process. Ultimately write very good answers on the day of exam.
So at this level, everyone works hard. So how do you think Legacy IAS has made the difference in your preparation?
Of course, everyone's working hard in this process, but I think it is with there's a tendency to get lost in the process, and that's where I think I found the right mentorship here at Legacy IAS. So I think I have to be I am very grateful to the faculty, especially Sagar sir and Pawan sir. So due credit to them, and mentorship does help, and I think that is where hard work with mentorship, I think that will get into a good output. So this is what I would say.
Okay, sir. So that was really helpful. And so did you have any of the low phases or moments of self-doubts? Usually most of them have. So how did you handle them?
Everyone, I think any sincere aspirant will have that time and again. I think the more serious and sincere aspirants will face it more. So my way of handling is to identify. I was very honest with my preparation, because nowhere I did not live in that bubble and think to myself that even in spite of not getting result, I would not just say I've done everything and this is it. I would always go back and course correct. I would identify what were my mistakes and correct them. I think being honest with one's preparation, diagnosing what is good, what is working, what is not working, I think that is important. So this is what I've done, and I think it helps only when we accept our mistakes is that we can actually correct them and translate it into results.
So self-doubt can be solved by self-correction.
Self-correction, absolutely, yes.
So, and other than that, so there are many other other than the subject books, there are many other books. So do you recommend, or is it required to read any other books other than the subject books which are there, like NCERT standard book? Is it required to read any other books? If yes, then can you suggest some 3 to 4 books?
Yes, ma'am, because I have felt that this, especially with respect to essay, ethics, and even optional, just the regular reading will not help. I think if I have to just tell something, of course the newspapers are very essential. I personally read 2 newspapers every day, the Hindu and Indian Express, even during the gap between prelims and mains intensively. But apart from that, I think reading a bit of literature, it might be like English or even Indian literature, reading that, and personally I read more of non-fiction books. So this is something actually helped me, because even not just with respect to preparation, but ultimately it will help in interview, and also it acts like a leisure for me, because one gets too tired reading the same books in UPSC. So non-fiction non-fiction books is something I would recommend. To just recommend a few, I would say I would recommend The Courtroom Genius by which is a biography of Nani Palkiwala. This is something. These Seats Are Reserved by Abhinav Chandrachud. It's about the history of reservations. And Why Constitution Matters by former CJ D.Y. Chandrachud. So there are a lot of books. I think this is what I read recently, and I would recommend them.
Great, sir. So, and there are like many myths, in UPSC.
Yes.
So, what is one common UPSC preparation advice that you actually disagree with?
Common advice that I disagree with. That I disagree with the fact that you prepare prelims and clear it, then you will figure out what to do with respect to mains. I think that is something I completely disagree, because once you're done with prelims and in those 2.5 to 3 months, I think it's not an easy way. At least you cannot clear. You can go and write the mains, but that is of no use. So for that, I feel UPSC preparation is mains preparation, and that is something I support, and this is what I feel.
So which stage according to you is like the difficult one? Most students face difficulty over there.
See, all the 3 stages require 3 different skill sets. For example, prelims is about accuracy and objectivity. Mains is about creativity, lot of hard work, lot of answer writing. There's a lot of scope for creativity as well. With respect to interview, it is more of speech skills, talking skills, translating that knowledge into
words.
Words in a very short words, but still delivering the message. I think if you observe, all 3 stages have required 3 different skill sets. So they are all different in their own sense. But I feel that mains is usually, I feel like. Prelims is unpredictable, but it's not difficult, it is unpredictable. Mains, on the other hand, is very difficult to actually increase the marks. You can get average, above average, but after that, to even increase 10 or 15 marks, it is very difficult. So mains for me.
For you, yeah. So it depends on individual.
It is, yes, it is individual specific. I think most would agree that it is prelims, and most would say prelims because they have not experienced
mains. Right. So prelims, it feels like that because there's a lot of objectivity in that.
Yes.
And negative marking.
Negative marking and unpredictability, and just a few 2 or 3 questions here and there, and you are gone. Yes.
Yeah, and also the cutoff differs every year.
Yes.
Category
difference, and CSAT on top of that.
Right. So, and finally, so if someone is starting their preparation today, what is that one thing they should focus on from day one?
Keeping the resources limited, one subject, one book. That is something. Lot of not just reading but also evaluating. That is through test series. 3 would be, as I said earlier, UPSC preparation is mains preparation. So having a good mains preparation before the prelims, something I would highlight.
Okay.
Recommend.
So it's like short and keep it like simple.
Yes.
Great. So that's all, sir. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was helpful for all the students out there in Karnataka and also other states. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Right.